Well, anyone who says that dating isn't a game has never been on a blind date with a man whose online dating profile claims that he's 3 inches taller than her, but who is actually 1.5 inches shorter. We all want to be liked, right? That's the point. I sit across a dinner table from you, and I really want you to like me. Whether or not I like you is kind of secondary. Or at least it used to be for me. This story goes back a couple of years when I was just out of a divorce, and believe me, if you had just spent 12 years of your life, that was 1/3 of your life, with a man who suddenly decided he didn't want to do it anymore, you'd kind of want to be liked too. So I met this guy, and he wasn't the cutest guy or the funniest guy or the smartest guy or even the nicest guy, but he liked me, and that felt pretty good. And we were on a committee for this New Year's Eve gala event. And I swear it was just like out of a movie. He says to me, "I think we should kiss at midnight." And I say, "That's a great idea." But as the crowd starts counting down 10, 9, 8, I realize I'm in the wrong room for the kissing. And I bust out of a bar, down a hallway, across a crowded dance floor, and I don't make it in time. But, you know, I get there by 12:01, and we kiss, and it's pretty good. And so we kiss again at 12:05 and at 1:05, and pretty much solid from 2 to 2:30. You get the idea. So a couple of days later, when I'm getting ready for our first official first date, I'm pretty excited. And my first clue that this is not going to go well is when he looks at me and says, "I forget, are you Jewish?" And I say, no, is that a problem? And he says, "Well, you know, in a perfect world, I would marry a Jewish woman, but it's okay because with your coloring, you could convert and no one would ever know." And I'm like, oh great, so I can hide the shame of my Christian birth for the rest of my life behind a tan. That sounds like fun. So then we move on to politics, and clearly this is not a good idea, but this was during the primaries of 2008, and he was a Hillary man, and I was an Obama girl, and I figured this is okay, right? We're both Democrats. No. So he actually says to me, "Well, you know, Barack Obama is a secret Muslim who hates America because all Muslims hate America." And I'm like, oh my God, how do I get out of here? But it's like 2 degrees outside. Like, remember, it's early January, and I figure it's going to be a long, cold walk home. So I figure all I have to do is make it through dinner, and then he'll drive me home, I'll say goodnight, I'll go inside, and I'll be free. So I make it through dinner, he drives me home, and I look at my watch, it's 8 o'clock, and what do I say? "You want to come inside?" I don't know why I did it. I think I still wanted to be liked, right? So he comes inside, and I realize he's going to start talking again, and this is not going to be good. But then I remember that kissing part on New Year's Eve, and the kissing part was really good. So every time he tries to talk, I just kiss him, and all is well. Until at some point between the kisses, he starts talking about making babies right now. And I say, "Oh, no, it's time for you to go home." So I walk into the front door, and I feel like he's going to lean in for like a last goodnight kiss, but he bypasses my lips, and he bit me on the arm. I really don't know why, but I swear to God it happened. And he left that night with absolutely no idea that anything had gone wrong on this date. And I was left with a bruise, a perfect teeth-shaped bruise on my left upper arm that lasted for 2 weeks. And no, Bill didn't see it because it was wintertime and I wore long sleeves. So a couple of weeks later, a couple of days later, he calls up and starts talking about how excited he is for me to meet his family. And I have to say, I'm really sorry. We're 2 very, very different people. And he's really confused because he has no idea that we're 2 very, very different people. So I have to keep apologizing to him. And believe me, I get the irony of apologizing to a man who has just bit me on the arm. So this is my pledge. In the dating world, no matter what dating game I play, I promise to always be myself. I might not always be liked, but hopefully I won't get bit. Thank you.